Hello and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I am Nagendra Sharman, Director of Customer Success at Vavical Data, and we are partnering with CDO Magazine, MIT CDO IQ, and the International Society of Chief Data Officers in a series of interviews. Today, I have the pleasure of talking with Molly Schmidt, Chief Analytics Officer for the Office of Advancements, Business Intelligence, and Data Science Department at The Ohio State University. Welcome to the session, Molly.
Thank you, Nagendra. Thank you for having me.
Great. So Molly, I wanted to start off with, asking some questions of, tell us about your career and what brought you to your current role today.
Sure. There's a saying that careers are like monkey bars as opposed to ladders. And this is very true in my case. I actually worked for NiSource, which is a local utility brand, Columbia Gas of Ohio, here local to Ohio, for 23 years, actually, before coming to Ohio State in 2014. So I worked in a lot of various positions, customer service, inside sales, marketing during my tenure there. But the last 15 years, I worked in the market research customer experience space, and just really came to, be fascinated by data and what it could bring to a business strategy. After spending quite a bit of time in market research, I knew along the way, I was getting more and more interested in analytics, specifically customer analytics. And so I decided to come to Ohio State and start up the market research function within the Office of Advancement and to launch an insights community. And just continued to increase my, interest in analytics. And eventually I just began to pivot my career in that way, learning more, understanding more. And about 2 years ago, I took over the reporting and analytics department and kind of combined that with the market research piece, and then spun up a data science department to become the market research or to become the business intelligence and data science team. So it's a much larger portfolio of blending all three of those things, which, pretty rare. You don't see a lot of market research oftentimes within the BI space, but we've come to see what an asset that has been. I saw that just having partnerships with that team before I even kind of brought them together. So yeah, I just kind of meandered my way into the current position, learning more and more. And I learn more every day because my background wasn't strictly BI or data science. It was more from the market research area. But as I've learned, I've seen the value of that knowledge brought to my current role.
Interesting. So, if you were to say, what are the projects you were most excited and proud about in your experience?
One that's just kind of starting to take off that I'm super excited about is kind of working with partners around advancement to decide what is our next evolution of our use of data and technology. The goal of this project is to really define what is our path forward, and how do we shift our focus from just point of sale data within a warehouse environment to, incorporating behavioral analytics, digital analytics, and what is the structure that we need to support them. So that we can do, personalized journeys and marketing automation and all of that. And so, we're at this inflection point, I think, within the fundraising industry, which is what advancement, what is one of the main keys of advancement, and that we've kind of gotten all the, we've extracted all the value out of medium data land. And, now we need to kind of move into that next frontier. And I'm excited about learning more about more of the cloud source technology and moving into that space and really partnering with the various business lines, marketing, our development officers, our engagement officers to, see what's the data platform of the future for us. And so that's been exciting. There's a lot of skill sets we need to learn if we're going to move to cloud computing platforms like Azure or AWS. So Lots of learning to do, which is where, I love to be. I'm a learn it all, and I love to be in that space. And so this is right up my alley. And I'm just excited by the possibilities of all that we can do once our architecture gets a little more structured. Also excited by the project we've got around implementing a data catalog. We're doing that. Our enterprise IT has purchased a data catalog, and we're working on the implementation of this. And I'm excited to see where this is going to take us. And I think it's in perfect alignment with revisioning our architecture and what that looks like, and recognizing that governance and understanding what our data is, where it is, and how it's getting created is in parallel with that. And we're also at a specific level. I mentioned kind of how exciting it was to bring in the market research piece to the business intelligence. And what we're trying to do is drive value by fusing that primary research with big data. We're currently conducting a full database segmentation, and then planning to integrate traditional psychographic segmentation to those results. And how can we impute those scores and find lookalike folks within those segments using that psychographic information, which is so rich and so important. I think we discount survey data a lot because it isn't at the volume of big data, but it has much more depth. And so I think when you marry both, it's a really powerful combination. And then incorporating some natural language processing into that, spinning up some projects there relative to survey data, and how we can identify, what people are interested in, how they want to be engaged. So those are the big ones that I'm really excited about doing, and proud of the work that we've done so far in that space.